Welcome to the C Weezy Sports Picks Podcast, Holiday Edition. This is Chris Wise. I am your host. I'm with my man and go-to partner, Mr. C. Rob, Corey Robinson. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I've missed you. I know that it's been a couple of weeks since we've done this, but it's good to be back. It's time to get rolling.
Time to get rolling. Around time for the new year.
New year, got the playoffs, got NBA coming up. I can't wait.
Some execs say that guy from Dallas getting multiple MVPs. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Let's go. Luka, baby. He's a bad man. We went from the big German Hall of Famer to Luka, and it's fantastic for us Dallas Mavs fans. But this is NFL Week 15. We got a couple topics we're jumping into. We're going to first go into the season MVP, offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, and coach of the year. And might I add, when Jason Garrett won coach of the year, your boy did put a season bet in and won over 2 G's on that $25 to $50 bet I had. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say. After that, we're going to follow up with Thursday Night Football. We got the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders. We're going to give you our plays on that. We're going to give you some player props. Then we're going to jump into the top games this weekend, Super Bowl predictions, and top coaching jobs for 2021. So let's start it off, man. Biggest award of the year, MVP. Who do you got?
Oh, it's an easy one. Gunslinging Aaron Rodgers. Just carries him, man. He's when he's healthy, he's the best quarterback in the league every year in, year out. And this year he's proven it. I mean, they surprised everybody. They didn't draft a receiver in the draft this past year. And, at the beginning of the season, it was like everybody was saying, Aaron Rodgers is pissed, and then they drafted Jordan Love. But let me tell you something. Whenever you get a bad man like Aaron Rodgers, you put some fuel under the fire, that guy's going to come out slinging that rock, and that's what he's been doing. Got him on my fantasy every single league. Let's go.
Man, Aaron Rodgers, A-Rod. Shout out to Pat McAfee and A-Rod doing the Tuesday. Every Tuesday he comes on and he talks. I've never seen Aaron Rodgers like this. He really opens up on the show, man, and I love it. Man, I have 2 people in the running, obviously. There's Aaron Rodgers as 1A, and we got Mr. Patrick Mahomes at 1B. Rodgers is 39 passing TDs with only 4 interceptions, and Patrick Mahomes has 33 TDs with 5 interceptions. So right now, I would have to give it to Rodgers ahead of Patrick. But hey, we have 3 more weeks in the NFL season. Let's see if one of them can separate. Patrick Mahomes is on the road versus the New Orleans Saints. Let's see if he has a big game this week and if he can kind of catch them on the passing TDs. For me, whoever has the most passing TDs, I believe is going to be the one that wins the MVP. Next award, Offensive Player of the Year. Who do you got?
I've got a 1A, 1B. Well, I'm not going to go with Aaron Rodgers, but I'm going to go 1A. It's going to be Dalvin Cook, most rushing touchdowns this year. And then 1B is going to be Travis Kelce. He's going to set the record. He's a beast. He's like a receiver playing tight end. And we always talk about all the big tight ends like Tony Gonzalez and all these good ones before him. But Travis Kelce, man, he's got a different swag and just a different demeanor about him. That dude, you can't guard him. I mean, he's very smart. He can sit down in open spaces, but he can also beat you over the top. He likes that razzle dazzle, baby.
Man, I think that 1-2 punch with Patrick and Kelce is the best in the league as a quarterback tight end duo. 5 years in a row, over 1,000 yards receiving. He's the first tight end to ever do that in NFL history. Currently has 1,250 receiving yards, leading the league as a tight end. Absolutely insane.
Can I tell you something?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna fight for your right to the ball.
Hey, I love Kelsey. One, Kelsey, he's got that swag. He likes the black women like your boy myself. I kind of got that swag too. So me and him are like bros. Kelsey, what's up, dog? Come down to the big D. I got a 1A and a 1B myself. Kelsey is my 1B. Might be the first tight end ever to win Offensive Player of the Year, but man, I gotta go with King Henry. I was not high on him at the beginning of the year. I'm like, man, there's no way that this guy can do it again. He has 1,532 yards rushing and 14 TDs with 3 games left. And I think he might reach 1,900 yards rushing, maybe 2,000 if he can have some big games. Right now, I would have to give it to King Henry as my Offensive Player of the Year.
Let me tell you something. Derrick Henry, man, he's built the right way. So he's obviously huge, right? But if you just look at his stats every year, it's when he gets later on the year, that's when he's as people start to wear down. I've been rushing for 200 yards. He did that last I think it was 6 games last year. Over 100 yard rushing, dude. He's a beast, dude. He's fast too, man. He gets in the open field, he's gone.
Man, they wear down those defenses, and you're right. When it comes November, December, nobody wants to tackle a linebacker running a 4.3 40 and just stiff arm you to the ground like you trying to steal something from him, son. He's a beast.
He's a beast, bro.
All right, Defensive Player of the Year. I'll go first here. No surprise, the baddest man on defense, number 99 for the Los Angeles Rams, Mr. Aaron Darnold. This boy is a beast. Whenever he came out in the draft, I was always surprised to see a defensive tackle get taken that high in a draft. I really didn't know much about him, but dude, this guy works. And what I love about Aaron Donald is he got paid and he still shows up. A lot of these players get paid and they kind of take a step back. They're not as hungry. They're not as beast mode as they were. They got their bag and they kind of fall off a little bit. But man, Aaron Donald is the baddest man in the NFL on defense. And right now I got him at 1A. And I've mentioned this so many times on our podcast. This makes me sick. At 1B, I got TJ Watt for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who should be wearing a damn star on his helmet, but we took Taco Tuesday. TJ Watt's got 12. Man, every week you watch Pittsburgh when they're playing defense, he is making multiple plays, tackles in the backfield, batting down balls. He is the best Watt currently in the NFL, and that's my 1A, 1B. Who you got?
So I'm gonna say Aaron Donald's gonna win it, but I have a cornerback, bro. Xavier Howard from the Dolphins. 9 interceptions, lockdown, dude. He's locked down, bro. Honestly, whenever Byron Jones left, okay, I'm thinking, he's going to a Miami team that's, probably not going to be that good. Dude, their defense is solid. Like, they got 2 shutdown corners. The Cowboys should have paid Byron Jones because we don't have shit now, and it just they're locked down. Xavier Howard's good, man. I could see him winning it, but I can say right now Donald's going to win.
Yeah, I love that, leading the league in interceptions, and he just has a nose for the ball. Anytime the ball's on the ground, in the air, he's a defensive back that gets it. Reminds me of like Ed Reed every single year, or Troy. They were always around the ball. That finds them. They're playmakers, and he is a huge playmaker on a very underrated Miami Dolphins defense that is a good team, and they took Kansas City down to the wire. I think he has a good opportunity and has a chance to get Defensive Player of the Year. All right, let's go. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'll let you go first on offense, and then I'll go first on defense. Go ahead. Who you got?
Offensively, I've got Justin Jefferson. He's a beast, dude. He's explosive. He don't drop balls. He's got that swag, dude. He plays. He's having fun out there, and he's killing it. I'm going to go with
What's that
Justin.
dance? What's that dance? He's like, he
I
does that
forgot what it's
every.
called.
I wish I had it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but he was the first one to do it in the NFL. I know that.
Man, he's got 1,078 yards with 7 TDs. He's a beast. That is my offensive rookie of the year, I do believe. But I got 2 other guys that are having outstanding years. They're going to be right there in the mix, and they have an opportunity. And that's Robinson, Jacksonville, undrafted. The young man has 1,350 yards. That's rushing and receiving. He already has eclipsed 1,000 yards rushing. He's third in the league currently, and he has 9 TDs total. I think it's 7 rushing and 2 receiving. But, dude, outstanding pickup for Jacksonville. They're going to be right at the top of the draft, probably going to take a QB. And then also your quarterback, Hubert, from Oregon. He's having a hell of a year, man. He's got 25 passing TDs and 10 interceptions. I do believe Baker has the record for 27 TDs as a rookie. He's going to break that. So he's going to be in the record books. I mean, and anytime you're breaking records in the NFL, you're going to be in the mix. You're going to be in the talks for those season awards. All right, defensive rookie of the year. I got one person on my board. He is just a man. You saw Mike Tomlin give him a little chatting it up a little bit. Where's Pittsburgh versus Washington? Dude, he's a bad man. And last week he completely changed the game against the San Francisco 49ers. And that is no other than Chase Young from the first place Washington Redskins. Before the year they were
team, man, they don't have a logo.
Oh, I'm sorry, and I apologize to all the Indians out there. No disrespect. Washington football team. Man, he's got 5.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 interception, a ton of batted balls down, and you have to account for him like you do Darnold on defense, and he's a beast. Who you got?
Oh, that's what I got. He's special, man. I got Chase Young winning it. He's everything that they wanted, that everybody wanted Jadeveon Clowney to be.
100%.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. Man, coach of the year. I got 2 candidates. Just 2 surprising teams, the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. Brian Flores, we already talked about their defense. Man, they are playing good ball down there in Miami. And last year, he got a lot of criticism. Down the stretch, when they were not going to make the playoffs, they strung together a couple games, 4 or 5 games in the year, and it's carried over, man. And I think that can really go a long way on some of these teams when they're out of it. But you still have them playing hard. And then I got to go with Cleveland Browns. Kevin Stefanski. Is that how you say his last name? Man, I think both of those coaches, one of them are going to win it. Who do you got?
Those are my 2 picks. Honestly, I probably am going to lean towards Brian Flores. The only reason why is because just of where Miami was last year. They were worse than Cleveland was last year. And just that defense is completely changed. I mean, and then, him making the calls on Tua, bringing Tua in when Fitzpatrick's 3-0, stuff like that, man. It's just, that's a gamble. It's risky, but only good coaches can do it. And that's a big price that's been paid. And honestly, I think they'll make the playoffs. I mean, that's crazy as it sounds, dude. Like, Miami Dolphins are going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you look at their division, and this is the first year in 12 years where I don't believe the Patriots are going to get in, right? They're not going to have 10 wins. You're looking at the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins making the playoffs. So I'm going to put you on the spot real quick. If the Dolphins and the Browns meet in the playoffs, wild card round, who would you take winning that game? That'd be a hell of a game, won't it?
Yeah, I'd probably take the Browns, just because of their running game. I think the way you beat a good defense is being able to run the football at them, and that's pretty much that's their game, man. I mean, they wear you down. They have a good offensive line. It's basically like the Cowboys line 5 years ago. Real young, but they're good, man.
I would take the dog pound as well, man. I like the dog pound. Baker's playing really well. And then I'll be honest with you. I was surprised when Flores put 2 in. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think right now is a better quarterback than Tua. I strongly believe that. And I would not be surprised if they get into the playoffs and he struggles and they bring Fitz in the second half to try to make a run. Because I think when it comes to scoring points, Fitzpatrick is a better quarterback for that team. But
So on that, I want to touch on that because that's big. So what Brian Flores, I already know what he's thinking, man. Think about Fitzmagic, okay? He has these spans about 4 games where he just goes off, right? And he hasn't really had a good enough team where they're going to keep winning, like defensively, I would say. But then he starts throwing picks, and stuff like that. And so, like, I think when he saw that the defense was playing really well, and that was big for a rookie quarterback because that at the end of the day, Tua's first probably 1 or 2 games, like they didn't really play that well offensively, but they still won because of their defense, and that's a confidence boost for a rookie quarterback. So I think it was a good move. I think Fitzmagic's good, but he's just like I said, he gets inconsistent at times, and
I think we talked. I think we talked about this earlier in a couple podcasts too. The Miami Dolphins actually have the draft pick of the Texans. It's going to be a top 10 pick, and I think you commented on that earlier in the season of this is why they made the move. They needed to see how Tua was going to come in and play with a top 10 pick. Man, what a trade for them. I think that's huge. Let's jump into tonight. It is December 17th. We got a big matchup tonight versus the Chargers and the Raiders, really for one team, and that's the Oakland Raiders. They are currently 7-6. Are the Raiders going to make the playoffs? And if they are, they got to win tonight. They got Henry Ruggs out, and they have 4 defensive starters out. But right now we're monitoring. We think Keenan Allen, Mike Williams might be out. Mike Williams for sure will be out for the Chargers. Right now we have the line. It started at -3. It's up to -3.5, and the total is 52.5. Who do you like tonight? And then if you have any player props, we can give the people so they can cash some tickets tonight for Christmas and get their kids that extra present or their wife that extra present. Who you got?
I'm going with the shootout, but I'm taking the Raiders. I think defensively, I think what they'll do is they're going to run Jacobs into the ground tonight. I think they're going to give him probably 30 carries tonight, just because it's like the Chargers secondary is probably, I would say, is their strong suit. Well, actually, they've got a good defense. They've been underperforming a lot. So that's the thing with the Chargers, that they can come out and play really good defense one game, and then they can lose 45-0 to the Patriots. Yeah. They're very good.
They're very inconsistent.
It depends on what team shows up. But I think the Raiders are going to win. I think they cover the spread. I think they win by 7 at least. And all I can hope is that Josh Jacobs is getting all the carries. Because I don't want Derek Carr to throw no touchdowns in fantasy, and then I want Keenan Allen playing tonight. I want him out, so that's what I'm gonna be watching. But to answer your question, I say the Raiders with a spread money line, take the over, put the mortgage on it. It's gonna hit.
I'm with you. I mean, I was all over the Raiders. I sent a tweet out to Kelly Vegas, let her know it's a lock at -3. The Raiders are gonna win tonight. Wow. The Chargers, their time management, they have just so many miscues, man, all season. I really believe Lynn is probably out after this season. That's something that we'll get into later. But I'm taking the Raiders. I want it at -3, but I feel pretty confident at -3.5. I think they win tonight, and they go 8-6, and they really put themselves in the driver's seat to make the playoffs. I got 2 player props for you tonight. I got Nelson Aguilar over 58.5 yards receiving, and I got Waller over 64.5 yards receiving. I just think they're going to pass the ball around a little bit. The Chargers can score. So if they run Jacobs in the ground, his rushing yards was over 66 yards. That's probably something I would lean over, take the over as well. So I am all on the Raiders tonight. Go ahead and cash some tickets.
Cash those tickets.
Man, I looked at the slate, and I'm not going to lie to you. It is a pretty shitty week. There's one huge game that I think everyone's going to watch. That's Kansas City versus the Saints down in New Orleans. That's what we're going to start with first. We got the 12-1 Chiefs going against the 10-3 Saints. Drew Brees is still going to be out. I believe Taysom Hill has kind of struggled these last couple of games, and they lost last week to Philly, being an 8 or 9 point road favorite. The spread right now is currently -3.5 for Kansas City, and the total is 51.5. I'll go first here. I love Kansas City. I'm telling you right now, they're going back to back. I strongly believe that. There's no team that can beat them. Patrick Mahomes, that offense, Andy Reid, Chris Jones, Honey Badger, dude. Kansas City Chiefs are bad. Go ahead and give them rings. They going back to back. Who you got?
If COVID wasn't real, or if COVID wasn't here, I would say the Saints at home, Superdome,
Right.
big game. I would say that their defense would do some things because of the noise and everything like that. But with no fan, like barely any fans, stuff like that, you got the Chiefs. Just they're hard to beat, man. They got beat by the Raiders. And the Raiders had to put up 40 points, which I think the Chiefs' defense is good enough to limit what the Saints can do offensively. Because Taysom Hill's good, but he's not really a gunslinger. It's going to be hard to keep up with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win. I would probably take a money line just in case, but I think it'll be a good game. But honestly, I like the Saints a little bit more without Drew Brees, to be honest. I think Drew Brees kind of limits them a little bit.
Did you watch last week?
Yeah, I did watch last week, and
should Jameis be playing?
Honestly, their style offense, I think he should. I think Taysom Hill should be incorporated into the offense a lot, yes. But I think Jameis should be the main quarterback. The reason why is because he can slang the rock. And honestly, with a little bit of guidance with him, man, I truly believe he can be a good quarterback in the league. I really do. I think that
he's the only QB in the league to go 30-30, dog. 30 passing TDs, 30
he makes some bad decisions. Like he stole some crab legs one time, I mean, he makes some bad decisions, on the field and off the field. But I like Jameis. I really do. I think that he hasn't progressed enough, and I think it was part of the reason due to coaching, maybe a little bit. I think that they should give him a shot, to be honest. If Drew Brees isn't going to come back, well, it's too late probably because Drew Brees is going to come back probably next week. But I think you should have gave Jameis a chance. But hey, honestly, we don't say it enough, but like all these coaches like Andy Reid, Sean Payton, all these coaches that are at the top every single year, we could probably put them at Coach of the Year every single year. Yeah. Sean Payton is a football guru.
I love it.
He's amazing, dude. I love the Saints, man. I always kind of just root for the Saints just because Sean Payton's a good coach, dude. He puts them in places to win.
The last couple years, I've loved the Saints the last like 3 or 4 years, and they've had some heartbreaking losses in the playoffs. And
I was thinking about that earlier. Imagine this, bro. Stephon Diggs catches a fucking Hail Mary to lose a playoff game at home. That was probably the craziest play I've seen, like, honestly.
Oh, that was terrible. I did
last year, dude. Or was it last year or 2 years ago?
Last year they lost Kirk Cousins and went on the road and beat him in overtime.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, dude.
The year before that, dude, that call was pretty bad, man.
Oh, versus the Rams. Yeah, 3 years in a row. We had the miracle pass to Diggs, just tackle him and bounce. Shout out to my boy Case Keenum. Practice with him a little bit there in Abilene Wiley. Shout out to him. One of the best backups in the league, bro. He's getting his bag.
Oh, he threw 7 touchdowns in one game in college?
In Houston, yeah. In Houston, he's a legend. And then after that, we had the PI. The PI that everyone saw, that they even made changes to the challenges. Because of that, they should have been in the Super Bowl, man. It was going to be Brady versus Breeze. They fucked that up. And then last year, huge favorites You got Minnesota on the road with Kirk Cousins, and they lose. So Sean Payton them have been great. I think they should have one more title than what they have. But man, you're right. I love the Saints. But let's go on to the next game. These games, now they're not, both teams aren't great, but unfortunately for the NFC East, these teams are still in the mix, so they're big games. We got a game for the NFC North, Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. They're both 6-7, right there on the bubble. Remember, there's 7 teams that make the playoffs. They're in the hunt to be one of those 7 teams. The spread right now is Minnesota at home -3, and the total is 47. I like the Bears to win this game. I like what they're doing on offense with Trubisky, getting them outside the pocket, play action. I'm taking the Chicago Bears, man, but I don't. Both these teams aren't going to make any noise in the playoffs, but it's a game that we have for top games. I'm taking the Bears. Who you like?
Taking Minnesota. Run at home, running game with Dalvin Cook. The Bears played the Texans that practically have no running game.
Right.
The Bears, man, they were 5-1. They were 5-1, and they lost 6 straight games. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, you have Nick Foles at quarterback. You're going to bench Trubisky, and then you're going to lose. Nick Foles won a couple games, but like benching Trubisky, I don't think that was the right move, to be honest.
I don't either. When you're undefeated, I mean, how do you bench your QB? That makes no sense to me. And I mean, really, they've struggled there in Chicago. Like, they might blow it up this year. I mean, we really don't know. We'll wait to see in this offseason. But since they missed that field goal, the double banger versus Philly, man, it's been disappointing. So you're taking Minnesota. Okay, let's go to the next game here. We got the Seattle Seahawks, 9-4, traveling on the road versus the Washington football team, who are leading the division at 6-7. The spread is currently -5 Seattle, and we don't know if Alex Smith is going to play or not. I'm telling you, I'm taking Seattle if Alex Smith is playing or Haskins is playing. I don't think it matters. Now, I think Washington's playing really good defense. Seattle's defense isn't great. Jamal Adams does make some plays being in the box as that safety / linebacker, leading the league for safeties with 8.5. I think he broke the record already this year for secondary player. But, man, I'm taking Seattle to mop them up and to really make this division interesting down the stretch, actually giving our team Dallas, if they can win this week, an opportunity with 4 wins to maybe still make the playoffs. So who you got? Seattle and Washington.
I'm gonna take Seattle, but I'm gonna surprise you here. If you're betting on this game, I'm telling you, take Washington +5. I think I don't know what it is about the Seahawks. They look so good early on in the year every year, like they could just blow every team out. And then they just get, as the year goes on, they just kind of like, they're kind of like, they, not that they remind me of the Cowboys, like giving games away, but they make things so close, I feel like, all the time. And I feel like the Washington's defense is very underrated. And I think it'll be a closer game than most people expect. But I think 100%, if you're betting, you take the money line Seahawks, or you could take +5 with a teaser or a teaser.
Teaser. I think that's a heck of a play, man. Ron Rivera too, for Coach of the Year, man. This guy, I mean, battled cancer, is still out there coaching. He has his team playing hard, and I that's so underrated in the NFL. When you have your team every single week that bust their ass, they never give up, they never get blown out. It says a lot, because the NFL is it's such a game of inches every single week, and they're all professional athletes. But what Washington is doing, they were plus 1,100 to start the season and win the division, and I am so shocked. They're playing really well. But let's hope Seattle wins just to give us Dallas Cowboy fans.
Man, I'm gonna make a quick prediction.
Oh God.
If Alex Smith is out and Dwayne Haskins plays quarterback for the Washington Redskins, the Dallas Cowboys will make the playoffs.
Ooh, that's a big prediction.
It's a big prediction.
He's a homer.
Hey, comeback player of the year, Alex Smith. He manages the game right now. He's not back to 100%. Honestly, I think if he gets another year with Washington, I think next year he'll have a better year. But I think he's getting back to his old self. I feel like he's gotten a little bit – now he's a little bit injury prone. But if he can stay healthy, I think next year Alex Smith should be the quarterback for the Redskins, and then they go from there. But
I want to comment on that, man. Alex Smith, what a phenomenal story. Comeback play of the year, 100% for sure. And just a story for all those people out there that people count you out, man. This guy almost lost his leg, almost lost his life, and he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, man. Shout out to you, Alex Smith. Real encouraging on what you're doing. We got another big game, the Battle of the Birds. We got the Philadelphia scumbag Eagles traveling to Arizona, playing the Cards. We got Philly at 4-8-1 and the Cardinals at 7-6. Right now, the Cards are favored by 6, and the total is 49. I got to go with my starting quarterback in my fantasy this week. I really need a big game from him. I got to go with Murray, baby. I got to go with the Cardinals at home to go 8-6 and really give them a chance to make the playoffs. What do you think of the game?
I think the Cardinals win. If you're betting, take money line. If you're also betting, you could also take a teaser with the Eagles. I love Jalen Hurts, dude. I honestly think that the Eagles are in a very bad spot quarterback-wise because I just think Jalen Hurts is better than Carson Wentz, man. Like, I think that they need to go with Jalen Hurts. I mean, there's more and more mobile quarterbacks that are coming into the league. Jalen Hurts, since he's been at Alabama, like he got benched at Alabama for Tua, okay? Came back in the title game, won the national title when Tua got hurt. Yeah. No, did he come back? Tua came back in that game too, but basically he carried him while Tua was out. And then he goes to Oklahoma. He's a Heisman candidate. Like he's a winner, dude. He's a great football player, and I like Jalen Hurts a lot. I think he's very smart. And I think that he's got some wheels on him too. So honestly, I think Philly's got some things to think about because if they keep Carson Wentz until January 3rd or 4th, they owe him about like $34 million. So
yeah, they're gonna take a huge cap hit no matter what. So what I've read and what I've seen is it's really going to be very difficult to move him. Now, if I am if I'm the Colts, that might be a team that could go after him with Phillip being so old. And if they take a franchise quarterback like that in a trade, you're going to be paying a quarterback that's a franchise quarterback big money anyways. I think that is one team that could be a destination for them. But they are in a bad spot. I was so surprised when they drafted Hurts anyways. Second round, I do believe. I'm like, what is Philly doing? You just signed Carson Wentz. And all year he's been playing looking over his shoulder. I never think that is good for a young quarterback to do. But Carson struggled. And last week you saw it was a spark that they needed. So let's see how he plays down the stretch. I do think +6 is a good bet for Philly this week. Again, I hope they lose. I hope the Cardinals win. So let's go to the last game.
That's a great point, though. I think the Colts are actually a really good spot for Carson Wentz because of Frank Reich.
Yeah. I think he misses them more than just an offensive play caller. Maybe he knew how to, maneuver Wentz around and what right plays to call. But to me, that's a team that stands out.
Always good. A new beginning is always good, especially for a guy like Carson Wentz. I don't think he's depleted. I just think in Philly, I think he's done.
Philly threw snowballs at fucking Santa, dude. Philly is tough, dude. That's the one game that we usually travel and go out of town to watch a Cowboys game. One place I'd be scared to go would be Philly if all those fans were there. And I probably wouldn't wear any Cowboys gear because we might get mugged straight up. Another big game, and it has another team in the NFC East. But we have the Cleveland Browns going to the Meadowlands playing the New York Giants. I think Colt McCoy is going to be the starting quarterback this week, with Daniel Jones still dealing with the hamstring injury. Right now, the spread's -4.5. If you are betting on this game, take this game now. Take the Cleveland Browns. You saw how they played versus the Ravens. It doesn't matter. They're on the road. Freddie Kitchens is going to be calling the plays for the Giants because Garrett's got COVID. Man, I'm taking the Cleveland Browns. I love them.
Freddie Kitchens. Seriously, that's crazy. That's I didn't know that. That's awesome.
You know some of those Browns players are gonna be licking them chops. They see Freddie's fat ass over there calling the plays.
Dude, I love the Browns. I honestly, to be honest with you, I really don't know why they flex this game into a primetime game. I really don't. It's gonna be a blowout.
I think it's gonna be a blowout. I like the Browns, man. Browns are a real good team.
Browns are gonna run right down their throat.
Okay, we got 2 things left to wrap up Week 15 NFL season on the podcast again. Hey, go follow us on YouTube at CWeezy Sports Picks. Follow me on Twitter at Weezy Picks, and on the IG at CWeezy Sports Picks. We're working on getting C-Rob an Instagram account so we can kind of join together. Guys, this is what we love to do. We love talking ball. That's what we're going to do, and we're trying to make you money. We have a good time doing this. This is our passion, and we feel like we got a little bit of knowledge, and we like to sprinkle a little bit of money line every now and then. So let's go Super Bowl predictions. Week 15, 3 weeks left. We don't have a 1 seed in the AFC or the NFC locked up. They're still playing for it. So who do you got? Super Bowl predictions down in Tampa.
The 2 teams, it's going to be the Chiefs against the Packers. I like we forget too, like honestly, and I forget a lot. The Packers went to the NFC title game last year, and they're better this year. I think Aaron Rodgers is better this year than he is last year, and that's scary. And I think if there's a team that can beat the Chiefs, it's going to be Green Bay.
Man, that's what I got. That's what I got written down too. I mean, I got the Chiefs versus the Packers. And really, if the Packers get that number 1 seed and you have to go to Lambeau on the frozen tundra to beat them, they're going to be hard to beat. Last year, they were in the NFC Championship game, and they played San Francisco. San Francisco had the number 1 seed. They went on the road, and they got shellacked. I had the Packers in that game. Straight up, money line and teaser, and I lost my ass. And I was really mad at the Packers, and I didn't know how they were going to respond, right? I think they overachieved last year. I thought they were going to underachieve this year, and they're proving me wrong. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. That defense can get pressure on the quarterback. I think it's a lot.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the good thing about betting is that every week is a new week. C. Weezy loaded up on the Packers in the NFC title game, lost, right? What did he do on Super Bowl weekend? Loaded up on the Chiefs.
I'm going to tell you right now.
I remember watching the game with you, and it was like before the game, we had our bets, talked our bets, and every 5 minutes is like, just lie bet the Chiefs. Just lie to bet the Chiefs.
Let's go.
Everything is money. It's money.
I'll tell you right now, since I was a young buck, and I tell myself this every year, don't even mess with the regular season. Wait for the playoffs and go on a run. But I can't, most of the time I'm betting the regular season week to week. Some weeks are good. Some weeks are bad. Vegas is Vegas for a reason. You've seen some of these bad beats. I am absolutely phenomenal. Top of the game when it comes playoffs. I can go toe-to-toe with anyone. I'm telling you right now. My Super Bowl record, though, is pretty unstoppable. And when me and you were partnering up and the national championship and the Super Bowl, we win every single year. And it's not going to be any different this year. Absolutely. Lost the Packers, loaded up on the Chiefs. Chiefs are down, 14, fourth quarter. I'm like, oh my man, they are not going to win this game. And they end up coming back and winning. What a great year. I will say, I think the Chiefs are almost a lock. Steelers are good. Buffalo Bills are pretty good. Browns are okay. The Ravens are okay. I don't think any of them can beat the Chiefs. So I got the Chiefs locked in on the AFC being the representative. I have three teams. Man, I got three teams in the NFC that I think have a chance to get there. The Packers, the Saints, and you can't count out the GOAT, the Bucks. Now, they just had a bye late in the season, week 13. Let's see how they play in the playoffs. Let's see how they play down the stretch. But that offense is pretty lethal if Tom can connect on some of these passes down the field. So I think that's a team to watch out for. But it looks like me and you, we got Chiefs. We got the Packers in the Super Bowl. Next topic here, last topic before we wrap it up. Some of these teams have already fired their coaches. I have a team on here that hasn't fired their coach yet, and that's the Chargers. That's the Jets. I do think both of those coaches are gone. But I'm going to name these teams, and I want you to tell me if you're a coach and you're looking at these teams, obviously you're going to take a job wherever they offer you. But when you look at these teams and the players that they have currently on their roster and where they are in the draft order for this upcoming season, what team would you select to go to and have the best potential to go from first or go from last to first and really turn around this organization? So I got 5 teams written down here. You got the New York Jets. I got the Houston Texans, Los Angeles Chargers, Detroit Lions, the Atlanta Falcons. Who do you like? What organization do you think can turn it around and has the best opportunity to bring in a new coach and make an immediate impact similar to the Cleveland Browns did last year?
Did you say the Texans?
Yes.
You did? Okay. So I would say the Falcons. The reason why is Matty Ice, veteran quarterback. You know, honestly, the Texans are very kind of, flashy too. Deshaun Watson. I think that they offensively, they like when you got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. I just don't see why you did it. Like I don't get it. So I don't really. The Texans aren't. Their defense isn't that very good. The Falcons aren't that good defensively either. The reason why I like the Falcons is because I like the owner of the Falcons, and I think he's a player's owner, kind of like Jerry Jones. They got Matty Ice, veteran quarterback, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. Dude, they're stacked offensively. Hayden Hurst. I like the Falcons, but I'm gonna throw this in there. Wherever Louis Riddick goes,
you're reading my mind, bro.
Wherever Louis Riddick goes to be the GM, that's
100%.
where I'm.
100%. I swear to you, while you're talking, I'm sitting there thinking. And shout out to you, Louis Riddick. I loved watching you on ESPN. I love watching you on Monday Night Football. I cannot wait for you to get your opportunity this year to be a GM in the league. I hope it's in Houston. And the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, I hope comes to Houston to be that head coach with Deshaun Watson. So for me, man, I'm going to Houston. I am going to Houston with a franchise quarterback, and I'm building around him. But you're right. Wherever Riddick goes, if I am a coach, that's how I want to coach for. That's how I want to be my partner and my GM, man. I absolutely love it. And there's a lot of things we agreed on today, and that's one of them, man. I love that.
Well, yeah, so without Louis Riddick, I'd go Falcons, just because Matty Ice, offensively. And then with Louis Riddick, if Louis Riddick goes anywhere and he goes to the Texans, that's where I'm going no matter what. It's pretty simple. Louis Riddick he's one of those football gurus that just knows stuff. He knows knows the ins and outs of everything. So,
Man, I love these. I love these guys too that played, right. A lot of us love football, but the guys that have been in the trenches, the guys that have made it to the league, and they understand these players. Do these players get paid? Yes. Do they put their bodies on the line? Yes. They make a ton of sacrifices, man. And I think when you are a player's coach or a player's GM and you're personal and you're able to have this personal relationship with your team, your coach, and you're approachable, man, I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see where he lands, and I can't wait to see who they try to replace him on Monday Night Football. There's been like a
Jason Witten,
merry-go-round on Monday Night Football, man.
dude. Before we start, I do want to go back to last week to the game of the year, Ravens Browns. If you're watching the game, it was an incredible game. All right, I just want to take you guys back just for a second, okay? Because I haven't seen this happen in a very long time. Okay, so number one, I root for the underdog. So when I turned the game on, the Browns were down, and obviously I like the idea of the Browns going from 0-16 that I've always known them, sucking, missing on every single draft pick, Johnny Manziel, everything, right, to a team that's in the playoffs, either top of the division. They have to get over the hump of the Ravens and the Steelers, or they're not going to be anything. But on that game on Monday night, dude,
Phenomenal.
First of all, the Browns coming back, Baker Mayfield leading them back, making smart decisions. I love it, right? Lamar Jackson goes and takes a shit, comes back on fourth down. That's crazy, dude. He came back when it was fourth down, not third down. It was fourth down. I can't even say his name, but he got hurt. And then freaking Lamar just stumping out the dang locker room on fourth down, comes down, throws a fucking 65-yard touchdown pass. Like, what the hell?
That was awesome. It was awesome. Definitely 100% game of the year. Reminded me of the Chiefs-Rams a couple years ago. We watched that game together. That was a great game. Anytime you got these offenses scoring in the 30s or 40 points, that's just better television. It's better for everyone. The fans love it more. I know there wasn't a lot of defense, and people that love the hard-nosed ground and pound probably didn't like it, but dude, phenomenal game. Both teams answered. Best kicker in the league too, Justin Tucker. Dude, there was no doubt. There was no doubt he was going to miss it.
Yeah, dude, this is the thing too. You remember growing up and the Patriots and the Colts, they always had the best kickers, right? They had Adam Vinatieri was always money. I remember all the time Adam Vinatieri hitting the game winning in the Super Bowl, stuff like that. Justin Tucker, first time I ever saw him was when he was at Nebraska, right?
No, he played for Texas,
Nebraska, Big 12 championship at AT&T Stadium. Hits a 50-something yard in college game winner, dude. Barely gets him through the upright. Then he comes to the Ravens. I feel bad for the Ravens because they haven't been to many Super Bowls, or they haven't been in as many big playoff games where he can be clutch. But they have the advantage on special teams every game. Justin Tucker is ice cold.
100%. This is what I'm thankful for Baltimore. Lamar is not a pocket passer, man. You have to run the ball, and that's what they did. They utilized his skills and they ran the ball. Now, I'm betting against Baltimore in the playoffs. I just have not seen enough from Lamar. If the Browns and Baltimore play again, I'm taking Cleveland. I like what Baker – I was definitely not a believer when they took Baker number 1 overall. He's short. I didn't know if he had a big enough arm in the league. I didn't know his little cocky attitude was going to work. But, dude, they love him. He's playing great, phenomenal since ODB's been out. I think it's took pressure off of him on his reads. He just makes smart football plays now. He doesn't care who gets the ball. And Higgins has really stepped up, too, as a wide receiver for Cleveland. But an outstanding game. Hey, guys, again, we absolutely love this. Please give it a like, give it a share, comment if you have topics that you want us to talk about. Man, this is our passion. This is what we love to do. Seaweezy Sports Picks, podcast, NFL Week 15. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and subscribe and hit us a like. Let's get it.
Get it, baby.